May is shaping up to be one of the best months we've seen thus far for sneaker releases in 2026. Not only do we have a lot of really big drops, including collaborations and some Jordans that we've been waiting a very, very long time to see, but in addition to that, we also got some sleeper cooks, so make sure you're paying attention this entire video. And most importantly, we also have at least 2 shock drops that I know of, but I'm not exactly sure if one of them is going to be towards the end of April or if it's going to be in the earlier stages of May. I'll keep you guys updated, but obviously all the precise early info is going to be posted in Endurance. I encourage you to join with the link in the description below, and we just found a new bypass for Costco, so if you're also reselling Pokemon, which I encourage you to do so, make sure you join while this bypass lasts and check out our guide on it. We're working on a Chrome extension for it too, and expect other exploits like that. But let's get started. First, we got the Kobe 3 Low dropping on May 1st, the Mambacita colorway for $200. I definitely really like this pair, and unfortunately, the last Kobe 3 performed very poorly, but I do think the Mambacita colorways in general have much more demand, and I think this one is going to do well enough for at least some decent profit in the larger sizes. We'll see as we edge a little closer to May 1st, depending what the stock numbers are. I'll try to make a short the night before if I could get it out to you guys in time, giving you a final update on it, but as of now, I'm pretty optimistic. Also on May 1st, we got the Air DT Max 96 Low in black metallic gold for $170, also May 1st. These are just going to be personals. And then on May 2nd, potentially one of the only Jordan 1 lows that are actually kind of exciting, aside from Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows, we got the Band Jordan 1 low dropping. And even though this is pretty cool, they have the X on the back like the 2013 highs. A lot of collectors are very excited for these. At the end of the day, they're still a Jordan 1 low, and for that reason, they're just going to be personals, at least I believe. Retail is only $145, so if you wanted to ever add a Jordan 1 low in your collection, this is the pair. Then we got the GT Cut 4 Rob Dillingham on May 4th for $210, also going to be personals only. Then jumping to May 7th for $145, we got the Jurassic Park Ja 3 Metallic Silver. Like the prior Jurassic Park Ja 3s, I would expect these to just be personals. Then on May 7th, we got the Air Max 95 Big Bubble Slate for $190. Like most recent Air Max 95s, I would also expect these to be personals. Don't worry guys, I promise it gets better, just hold on for a second. Then on May 8th, we got the Book 2 WNBA 30th anniversary. Yeah, I know this pair wasn't doing the narrative any favors, but $145, expect these to be personals only. Then we got the Kobe 9 Elite Low Protro WNBA. Yeah. Do I even have to say it, guys? And also May 8th for $210, we get the LeBron 23 Old Glory. And also May 8th for $210, we get the GT Cut WNBA 30th anniversary. I don't know what they're doing, honestly, but these are going to be personals only. And finally, for May 8th, we got the Air Foamposite Pro Voltage for $240. These are going to be personals only as well. Now, into the good stuff. Thank you guys for sticking around. First of all, we got the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4 Brick After Brick. This is probably the most anticipated shoe that is dropping this month. Potentially, for some people, the entire year, but I really love this sneaker. I prefer this colorway over the Brick by Bricks. I think this is way more wearable. It reminds me of the Fire Red 3s, but with a little bit more of an aged, unique look to them. So I think these came out absolutely incredible. Really hoping to get myself a pair, and I know you guys agree. In terms of resale, obviously expect these to be very profitable with an incredible margin. And if these are reselling for a pretty low, like the Brick by Bricks did, consider the possibility of maybe holding on to these, because those Brick by Bricks did appreciate very quickly. We'll see if the market corrects itself this time, but yeah, just keep an eye on these. I could definitely see these appreciating if resale starts slow. But again, May 9th, $230. Next up on also May 9th, then also on May 9th for $195, we got the Jordan 11 Low Mother's Day. Unfortunately, these are going to be personals only, and if your mom could wait for a sale, might want to tell her to be patient because these are probably going to the outlets. Then a bit of a sleeper cook, at least a potential sleeper cook. We'll see as we see the stock numbers as we get closer, but we got the Converse Shea Premium Ink coming in a blue colorway for $150 on May 14th. Now, this is an elevated retail from the usual Sheas, and Sheas have been bricking for the most part lately, but you'll obviously notice these are made with premium materials, very similar to another shade we saw, which was the brown Luxe pair. So I do think there is potential that these are going to be very low stock like that other pair, and for that reason I would encourage you to keep your eye on these. If stock's low enough and we'll send out the stock numbers in Endurance, these should definitely be a go. Then on May 15th, we got the Puma MB-05 Low Flourish. Unfortunately, these are going to be personals only. Even the recent Fast and Furious pair just ended up being bricks for the most part. I don't expect these to be any different. A little bit more interesting, we got the Air Max 1 San Diego Padres for $150 on May 15th. And this one is really going to depend on stock, and I would expect that they keep stock low enough because they probably should be assuming there's not going to be that many people who are interested in these. And for that reason, if stock is low enough, these could actually have brick profit potential in the large sizes, but we'll see. I'll have to update you guys on the stock numbers. Also on the 15th, we got the Air Griffey Max 1 Freshwater for $170, personals only. Then on May 16th, we got the Adidas Harden Volume 10 High Res Yellow for $160. Unlike the blue Adidas Harden 10 that dropped recently, that was a collaboration. Those did really well because it was a collab. This pair is not a collaboration. You could expect these to just be personals. More interesting on the 16th though, we got the Jordan 3 Brazil dropping, but they might potentially be delayed, and the retail price is not confirmed. I'm pretty sure it's going to be $230 though, but we got a bit of an early look at these. But as you can see, this is how they're going to look. And even though, you know, it's not the most wearable colorway, I definitely could see a big demographic of soccer fans actually wanting these. So it's going to depend on stock again. As of now, I'm going to have to say I'm uncertain about these. I can't give you a definitive answer this far out. So I'll keep you guys updated on these, but don't be quick to dismiss them just because they're a wild Jordan 3 colorway. Keep your eye on them. If stock's low enough, they could have potential. Then on May 22nd, some people are even more excited about these than the Nigels, but I definitely don't agree with that. But anyway, we got the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Pink Pack. We're going to get two colorways of these. It's going to be the Muslin Shy Pink pair, and then we're also getting the Sail and Tropical Pink pair. The Tropical Pink pair is the one with the slight darker pink on the swoosh and the pink on the mid panel. Honestly, I think both of them are fine. I'm not a huge fan of either colorway, but I also don't dislike them. I think if you're looking for a pink sneaker in your rotation, you know, these do the job pretty well. I think the Sail and white go pretty well with this. So, you know, decent job, $155. You could obviously expect these to resell for a very, very high amount and expect an incredible margin on them. It's going to be a no-brainer. Don't expect them to perform like the best of the best Travis Scott Jordan 1 Lows, but it's going to be obvious profit. Regardless, you want to go full throttle on these. I'll make a how to cop guide for these, don't worry. So just make sure you subscribe and enable post notifications. Then on May 23rd, we got the Jordan 12 Bloodline dropping for $215. These are going to be personals only. Then on May 29th, we got the KD19 Bright Ceramic first debut. And I have to say, these look pretty cool, but it is not the Nike basketball era currently. I don't expect these to be profitable, but I will just say, you know, from a collecting standpoint, from somebody who's been collecting since the Nike basketball hype days, I think these are pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think about them though. Also on May 29th, we got the Foamposite Pro Gym Red for $240. This is another example of a sneaker that would have been great in the Nike basketball hype days, but in the modern day, gonna have to be personals only. Then on May 30th, we got two very interesting ones. First of all, we got the Jordan 3 World's Best Dad. So when it comes to these, you know, does Jordan Brand understand their demographic? Depending on that, it will affect the stock numbers. So the best thing I could suggest for these is wait till I have the stock numbers and then we'll see. But I would hypothesize that they probably don't, and these are probably going to be overproduced. We'll see though. $215 May 30th. Now, more importantly, on May 30th for $220, the Jordan 4 Toro Bravo is dropping. This is actually my favorite pair of the month, and I've been waiting for this sneaker for ages, since they first dropped in 2013. This was the first Jordan I ever copped, actually, and I had a lot of fond memories with it. I remember I bought it for $90, used, smelled like terrible. Then I cleaned them up, resold them for $94 because some fucking kid wouldn't negotiate to $95. He was being so stubborn. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do $94. So for cleaning them up, I made a $4 profit. Good memories. Those are the days I was selling candy out of my locker. A little bit of lore for you guys. But if you're interested in more of the full story, how I came up, you can feel free to check out one of the links in the description below. I'll link my other channel, my entrepreneurship channel, if you're interested in that. Now, in terms of resale for these, I am pretty optimistic about the demand. I think a lot of people like myself are very excited for these, but I could see Jordan Brand overproducing these as well. So I think there's a high probability that they end up being brick profit to lunch money at best on the large sizes. We'll see though, it'll depend on stock. I'll keep you guys updated on that, of course, so just subscribe, enable post notifications. And remember, for early info on the shock drops, we're gonna post all that inside of Endurance. You can join us with the link in the description below. Other than that though, have a great rest of your day.